This is Issac Stark. He has just started his master's degree at Loughborough University, studying UX design. He's been transferring from computer science, where he loves building things, but he wants this more dynamic world about people's emotions interacting with the things he's built. It's a career he feels he wants and desires, but doesn't really know much. So when he turns up to class, he's at the front of the class, and he's always there making notes on his iPad. He's always asking questions, trying to engage, not just learn the facts, but know the way of thinking. It's the mindset, which is really important, and he appreciates that. So he feels like he is going to be the best student, achieving the highest grades. Now, in the group, he yearns to be accepted as a UX designer because he looks around the room and sees people who have experience as doing design, experience in what they're doing great skills, and he hasn't got. So he wants people to look at him and go, yes, you're one of us. Or even look at him and say, you are the beacon of light. You are what we want to be. So the new module starts, and the lecturer explains that communicating ideas and use journeys through visuals, such as sketching, is really critical to being a UX designer and the marketing scheme, because if people can't understand what you're thinking, then you can't really do anything. So any kind of communication is absolutely critical. Now, this is important because Isaac remembers being at school and being told that the art he created, that he was immensely proud of, is actually really poor. And the teacher saying, your work is terrible. You're not an artist. You should think about the sciences instead. And that's what drove him to be a computer scientist, that rejection from the more creative fields. So it's had a huge impact on him. And he remembers this, and he's feeling incredibly conflicted. The idea of showing his drawings to the class is feeling absolute shame inside and making him feel shaking. It feels like picking up a pen makes him want to shake. And he thinks, well, I could just put post-it notes on the wall and submit them, but that's not going to be enough. Because last time I did that, I actually got quite a low grade for it because it wasn't showing idea. So he gets to work. He sits down and starts drawing. He starts trying to fight his fear, trying to communicate his ideas in ways that he does not know why, does not understand. So it's a real struggle within, but he's getting there. He's moving forward. He's fighting that fear. But things are about to change. While working on designs in the room, he looks over. He sees his peers are creating really wonderful drawings, seemingly with little effort. He's wondering, well, why can they do this and I can't? How can they just pick up a pen and with a few simple lines communicate something I can look at and go, wow, that's right. Whereas I've got to really work. And then it gets worse. He overhears people in the room talk about him, saying how bad his work is and how they really don't like working with him because when he draws something, they have no idea what he means. And they've got to spend loads of time just talking to him to work out what on earth it is. They kind of wish he wouldn't bother at all because it's making more hassle than it's worth. They're actually worried that being in a group with him will mean lower grades. So he takes time. He's practicing. He's trying to overcome his fears. He's trying to overcome his insecurities. He is feeling that depth in his chest, creates his work and submits it. Waits. 3 weeks go by. What's happening? Has he achieved his goal? Has he achieved his vision? Well, not really. He's got a pass. He hasn't failed, but after all this hard work, all these monumental mountains they've tried to overcome, he has not succeeded. And he's kept thinking that, well, I've tried my best and I still can't do it. Maybe I'm a failure. If the best I can do is undeveloped, then I just feel angry at myself. If I can't draw, if I can't learn to draw, if I can't do this, what am I doing in the course? What am I doing with this investment? Is it just a stupid point? And those memories of everything his peers said came back to him. Maybe they're right. Now, things are getting serious. The major project's starting. Isaac knows that he cannot carry on with the current way he's doing things. Something needs to change. He needs to get a higher marks in order to get what he desired. He needs to be working differently so people can accept him. He needs to be working differently so he can get that job and that career he most desires. He doesn't want to be a computer scientist. A few weeks go by and he's watching a lecture on AI, and he realised that AI isn't just spotting dogs. It can be giving people superpowers. It can be automating tasks. It can be changing things. It can be taking tasks away from you in ways that you get over just learning skills. And this leads him to discover Dall-E, which is a software for creating images. He thinks, hang on a second, this software, this AI, that can be my superpower. I can augment myself. I can become a cyborg. I don't need to draw. I can discover new images. So he starts thinking about his journey map of his product. He thinks about sentences. He's trying to describe what he wants people to know, putting that into the software and saying, hey, give me a woman using an app to control her heating. Well, okay, here we go. Here's some images I can use. I don't need to draw them. And actually, not only does it draw things that I want to create, it draws things in an amazing way. Maybe no other human would create that. Maybe it's such a fantastical, amazing thing. It's better than anyone else in the class. Maybe if using these images, he could create something and people in the class look up to him and go, wow, that's amazing. So for the first time, Issac is feeling confident about communicating his ideas, selecting images and matching the vision in his head to the way that he wants to progress. This is something he could not do any other way. He hasn't got the artistic skills, but now he's got a crutch. He's got a way to augment his ideas, gain a superpower, and communicate. Issac starts embracing the idea of artistic skill and that it's not limiting. He doesn't need to be an artist to express. So for his major projects, Issac starts using Dall-E to create deeply imaginative visuals, evaluating the ideas process, taking new ideas on board, spreading them about, going, hey, what about this? What about that? What about that? Working with people and creating something great. The amazing thing is, every image you've seen today, apart from the storyboard, has been generated by AI using Dall-E. It's not real. None of these people are real. This whole PechaKucha is made Dall-E. So thank you for your time, and I hope this gives you an idea of how AI can be used in design